see everybody up there. It's just so cool. All right, Facebook. Hi, mamas in the Facebook group. Good morning. Hello, everybody in the library. We have mamas who are 14 weeks and 38 weeks and 33 weeks in class today. So this is one of those really awesome classes where we get to kind of be walking in everyone else's shoes. And I really emphasize how important it is earlier on in the pregnancy to really genuinely appreciate what mamas are going through further along in their pregnancy, and just being there for each other. It's a really beautiful thing. All right, so we are going to start grabbing hold of a cushion and sitting up so that your hips are somewhat elevated, and you can sit here comfortably for kind of a couple of minutes. And once you feel like you're up and your pelvic bowl has kind of moved around a little bit, just kind of rotating your hips and moving your pubic bone up and down, and kind of find your neutral. Take your time finding a neutral. And I'm sitting in Virasana with my shins on the ground because I find that's easier on my knees. But if you're sitting with your legs crossed, that's fine too. Whatever feels comfortable. And once you feel nice and centered, we're going to rest our hands in our lap and start with some alternate nostril breathing, which is a really powerful pranayama practice that lowers blood pressure and really calms the mind and makes baby feel really calm and happy as well. So we'll use the right hand and press it into, I'll come close to the camera, press it into that space between your shoulder blades, your eyebrows, and then thumb presses into your right nostril, and then your ring finger hovers above your left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril to your lung capacity, and once you're full, cover that nostril and exhale through the right nostril. Once you're empty, inhale through the right nostril. Once you're full, cover the right nostril and exhale slowly through the left nostril. That's one round, and we're doing 4 more. Inhaling left side. Close the left nostril. Exhale right side. Inhale right side. Breathe into your belly. Cover the right nostril. Exhale left. So always starting and ending on the left. You do it on your own cycle now. Inhaling left, exhaling right, inhaling right, exhaling left. Concentrating deeply on the breath. If your nose is blocked and you're struggling, you can just breathe normally and imagine that you're breathing from left to right. Just visualizing right nostril, left nostril. When you do finish that 5th round, ending on the left side, just let both hands rest in your lap. Close your eyes and notice the effects. Feel for that slow heartbeat, slow and steady, the low blood pressure, the calm mind, perhaps more energy. And with your eyes still closed, imagine the crown of your head lifting towards the ceiling, feeling a bit taller. As you exhale, feel your sits bones really grounding down, feeling the ground. Inhaling up your spine, the crown of the head lifting towards the ceiling. Exhaling down your spine, your tailbone drops down. This time, inhale from the front of your pubic bone, up the front of your belly, across your chest, up your face, up to the crown of your head. And exhale down the back of your head, down your back, your lower back, under your tailbone to your perineum. And inhaling up the front. Just kind of visualizing that line. Maybe you can even feel it. And exhaling down the back of your head, the back of your spine, your sacrum, your tailbone, your perineum. One more time. Let's come to hands and knees. Moving your pillow out of the way and just making sure your knees are padded. Bring your forearms down to the ground. And check in with your ribs. Can you lift your ribs up slightly so they're not totally hanging heavy? And then drop your head, drop your tailbone. Spread your shoulder blades. Then lift the head, keeping the chin tucked, and lift the tailbone. Press your forearms into the ground. Yeah, I saw your tailbone lift, Robin. That was nice. Then drop the tailbone. Let your head drop down. Really be heavy, ragdolling it down to the ground. Then lift the tailbone, lift the head. Straight spine. Yeah, you got it. Press your forearms into the ground. And rounding as you exhale. Really accentuating the tuck of the tailbone and the spreading of the shoulder blades and the squeezing of the palms and the wrists into the ground. And then inhaling as you drop the chest. Draw your shoulder blades together and lift your tailbone. And Courtney, you don't lift the head up too high. Keep your chin kind of tucked once you bring the head up, if that makes sense. So you're not kind of cranking the neck. Yeah. So that you can kind of have that stretch through the back of your neck. And then come up to your hands, please, hands and knees. We're going to do kind of like a windmill pose is what we call it. We're going to thread the right hand behind the left and step it right next to the left, and then swing the left hand up towards the ceiling as we look over to the left. And then thread the left hand behind the right over to the right side of your mat, and then right hand up to the ceiling. Let your whole kind of pelvic floor and pelvis like rock from side to side. And be very specific and slow and thoughtful about how you place your hand on the floor each time, threading it behind, spreading the palm, weight into the hand, and then lift the left hand, and then rocking to the other side. A moving meditation. Inhale up, exhale down and over. And just feel for your whole pelvis rocking from side to side. Let it move with you. Can you feel baby swinging in his little hammock or in her little hammock? And Danielle, your baby's more like, just spinning in circles. Your little one's just going all the way around, like a little chipmunk on a treadmill, like a little hamster on a little wheel. Yeah. But Courtney and Robin, yours is just kind of like vroom, vroom, like that whole body. The back is just swinging like a hammock. Come back to neutral. Close your eyes, and from tabletop, just sway your hips side to side. Draw some circles with your hips. Create a figure 8. Maybe you could write your name on the wall behind you with a pretend pencil coming out from your tailbone, so that you're moving your pelvis in really non-habitual ways. Try and draw a star on the wall behind you, or write your baby's name. with your tailbone. And once you're finished writing their name, either a child's pose with knees out wide and sinking hips back to heels, or a down dog. Your choice based on your energy level today. And if you're in down dog, you can bend one knee and the other to stretch out your calf muscles. If you're in your child's pose, think about that line of breath that we were practicing at the beginning of class, breathing up your spine into your fingers and then down from your fingers to your sacrum. And then change the direction of the breath. Start with the breath in the fingers going down to the sacrum as you inhale. And as you exhale from the sacrum all the way up to the fingers. Up to your hands and knees, please. And rock back to cobra. So we're going from cobra to child's pose. Just a simple chakravakasana. Oh, I love your belly, Robin. It's so cute. Courtney, that's how big it gets. Just saying. Like 5 more weeks. Yes, in 5 weeks. That's what can happen. Back to tabletop, please. And let's make our way to our feet. Take your time coming up, please. Using your bones, not stretching out your muscles just yet. Shake it out, rinse out your ankles. Oh, your pants are awesome, Danielle. What you taught? Those are cool. I'm glad you got those ones out. Let's heel toe the feet out 1 leg length apart, toes out at 45 degrees, and we'll do our picking up the baby pose. Knees tracking towards the middle toe on both of your feet. Reach down and then lift up. Hello, little cutie. I see a baby. Off they go. Now experiment with your breath here. I'd like you to consider what it feels like to, say, inhale as you come down, allowing yourself to relax, and then exhale as you press yourself up, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting your deep core muscles. Inhaling to relax and just pee all over the ground. And then exhale, press into your heels, into the ball of your foot, and lift through your pelvic floor as you come up. So that's one way, and that feels a certain way in your body. Maybe try the other way. You can exhale coming down. As you come down, feel the pelvic floor lift. And then inhale coming up. And these just different ways engage different muscles. So Courtney and Robin, you've got about 20 more of these to do at some point today. 3rd trimester, 30 a day, says Ina May Gaskin, the ultimate midwife. And let's sit in a goddess pose for a moment. Now that we're down, how does it feel? You might want to spread the feet out a bit wider, maybe turn the toes in slightly. I don't want any cramping happening, but I do want some fire in your thighs. See if you can lean back slightly, a little weight into the heels. If you're not all the way forward. Breathe in order to relieve tension. Smile, twinkle your toes. Yoni mudra is a favorite of many. For some reason, this mudra helps index finger and thumbs together, and it can actually help somehow with the sensation of intense sensations. And smiling helps. And saying, oh, fuck, that helps too. Excuse my language. I won't say that again. I said that a few times when I was in labor, and the nurses got a little bit perturbed. They did not like me saying the F word every 5 minutes. Let's straighten the legs. I know that's kind of their problem. It's like, I'm in labor, people. If you don't know what this feels like, heel toe your feet in under your hips and just have a little undulation, a little celebration. I did say F off a few times whenever a nurse would try and come and like touch me and check my blood pressure, and I'd just say, fuck you, fuck off. And it's like, ew. They didn't like that. I was a little hostile, but I was pushing out a baby. Like, leave me alone. I've got shit to do. All right, let us grab a block or something or a chair out in front of you, and we're going to place it out in front of a wide leg forward fold. Perfect. Feet out as wide as they were before, but toes are pointing straight ahead. Hands on your hips, lift your chest, tuck in your ribs, drop your tailbone, lift your tailbone. Just move your body, check in with... Danielle's like, what do you want me to do exactly? There's this thing that happens where we want to have that little bit of a sway in the lower back, but we don't want it to be tucked under. So we have to like play around with the pelvis and rock it back and forward a few times until we find that little sway without the ribs jutting out. Kind of want to, because that will engage those deep core muscles. Okay, toes pointing forward. We're going to have a straight spine and hinge at the hips and find the block out in front of you. Keeping that tailbone lifted, but also your pubic bone is lifted. So you're anchoring the pubic bone. It's drawing up towards your ribs, while the tailbone is drawing up behind to the ribs as well. And keep here at a kind of right angle. Your head is straight out in front of you. Chin is tucked. Tailbone reaches back. Head reaches forward. Hamstrings say hello. And Danielle, you could have your feet out a little wider if that feels okay for you. This is a wide, yeah, there you go. That looks like a leg length to me. And just tune in with your hamstrings. And we're going to end up kind of letting our head hang heavy. So check in with whether you feel the need to just bend the knees slightly so they're not hyperextending back. Maybe bending the knees slightly so that you don't feel any pull on the lower back as you start to drop your head forward and like hang it heavy. Let your head go, Danielle. Let it go. Head hangs heavy. You could bend those elbows. I bet you could go down a little further. There you go. Three meaningful breaths. Introspective breaths. We're quite literally navel gazing right now, so allow yourself that luxury. On your next breath in, press into the block to straighten your arms and straighten your spine. Lift your chest. Exhale, feet in under your hips. Bend your knees. Inhale all the way up. Take a moment to adjust to being up, and just kind of walking your feet, rinsing out your ankles helps with equalizing your blood pressure and getting that blood back up to your brain and your heart. And let's heel toe the feet out wide again and turn the left toes forward to set up for a warrior one. So the back toes are going to turn in at about that 45-degree angle. And you might need to heel toe your left foot out to the left slightly so that you've kind of got a wide stance. It's not like We're not trying to do a tightrope. We want a wide-ish stance. So left foot out to the left slightly. And once you feel set up and your right hip can kind of drop forward and face forward, then we're going to drop the left knee down into a right angle. Keep anchoring through the back leg. Reach your hands out and up. And we're going to straighten the leg and then bend the knee and draw the scapula down the spine. Straighten the leg, reach arms up. Cactus arms down. And can you actively think of tucking in your ribs as you do it? I know it's like we want to let belly hang out. And yes, there's kind of no negotiating with that. But your deep core muscles under belly, we still want them working because they're going to help to push that baby out. So cactus the arms down, scapula down your spine. Squeeze your elbows behind you without jutting out your chest. Straighten leg, hands up. Eyes can be up towards the ceiling. Try smiling, maybe like Mona Lisa. You're going to sleep for the rest of the day after this, Robin. Just saying. This is some serious work for you. Once you're straightening that leg again, hands are up. Turn your toes so your feet are parallel. Hands are still up. Float them down so that they're in line with your shoulders. Give me a thumbs up. Then give me a thumbs down. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. If that's already burning, you can bring your arms down a little lower. Now let's do 10 more. As slow as you can. Smile. That's about 10, right? Let's bring the arms back up again. Oh, we're doing that? Ow. Let's turn the right foot so that it's straight out in front. Heel toe it to the right slightly. Turn the back toes in for warrior one. Get your feet all settled. All this attention in your feet, tiny little micro movements. And then we can bend into the right knee. And we'll do that same work of straightening the front leg and then cactusing the arms down as we bend into the knee. I want to make sure, Danielle, your knee isn't going past your toes, right? You need to make sure maybe that your stance needs to be a tiny bit longer. Yeah, so that the knees don't go past the toes. Oops. And maybe you can even geek out on your lats. These little lat muscles here under your arms, they could be helping to draw your arm, your scapula down. Think about how, and maybe you can't feel it, but you could at least imagine that there's this group of muscles here underneath, and your intercostals around your ribs are helping to draw the arm down. It's like a contraction happening in your body as you bend the knee. I think we're pretty good, right? So with the legs straight, let's turn the toes so that our feet are parallel again. Hands are still up. How are your shoulders feeling? Are they awake? I think so. Let's heel toe the feet in underneath the hips. Bend the knees and send the bum back slightly. Arms go back. And then straighten the legs, stand up nice and straight. Arms up. Exhale down. Arms back. It's kind of like a ski jump. concentrating on not letting the chest kind of expand and create. We're not trying to create a back bend as we stand up. We're not doing that. So that we kind of need to put on the brakes slightly. Inhale up. Exhale down. And on the next one, sitting bum back, hold those arms back. Hold the chair pose. Breathe. Smile. Reach arms out in front if you can. If that feels like, whoa, too much, keep the hands down, palms open. One more long, sweet breath. And then as you inhale, press into your feet, stand up. Hands by your side, shake it off. Celebrate. How you feeling? All right. Good. We're going to squeeze the block between the legs now. And we're going to help those shoulders to unwind slightly. It's your choice, either just standing and squeezing the block, or you can add in the little chair and sink your bum back and down. So your choice. And so either keeping legs straight or sinking down into the chair, arms out to the sides, and then bring arms under, right arm under left. Hands can come to shoulders and hold it there, or wrapping around your forearms into the full eagle. And here we go, sinking deeper if you're squatting. Or just, as I said, just checking, maybe if you're standing with the legs straight, maybe just moving your pelvis around, tipping it, rocking it forward, rocking it backward, so that you can make sure you're in that neutral position. Lift the elbows up, move the hands slightly away from the face. Breathe into the sides of your ribs so that you can feel for them expanding out to the side. I think Danielle's got a puppy escaping. 3 more breaths here, please. Sink down a little deeper. You can do anything for a minute, mama. Oh, we got a puppy. A puppy break. There's a little puppy. I think there's just one more breath, right? As you exhale, feet press into the floor, straighten the legs, unravel the arms out to the sides. Rinse your wrists out, maybe bring them up if you really want to kick your own ass right now and get those really awesome yoga arms. And then float them back down, sit back into your chair, and this time left arm under right, either over to the shoulders, or if boobies are just way too big, shoulders are too tight today, then wrapping around the forearms. Lifting the elbows up, hands move away from the face. Check in with the back bend. Is the back bend happening too much? And can you draw the ribs in slightly without letting the pubic bone tip under? I can see you figuring it out, Courtney. It's just like this constant experimentation and just the act of being curious about whether you can tuck the ribs in and keep the tailbone lifted is engaging your deep core muscles. In fact, you can go further and go shh while you're here in this pose, and you'll feel your transverse abdominals switching on. Shh, or chicka chicka. That's my favorite. And we're still here. Couple more breaths. You don't get out of this one, Danielle, going to get a puppy. The minute is over. The contraction is ending. And you're awesome. Straighten the legs, unravel the arms out to the sides. One more time, up to the ceiling. Rinse your wrists up here. Clasp your fingers, press your palms up. Anchor through your heels, lean back slightly. And shh. And then let your hands float back down to the floor. Shoulders up to your ears, back and down. Let's get rid of that block. Oh yeah. Come on down to the floor, please, and either straddling the block or your cushion. We're going to do a little neck release, which I kind of like call neck or chin over the broom handle pose, or it could be a lightning pose. And so we're going to either clasp the hands behind you and do these ones, kind of drawing the shoulders down. If the hands aren't going to come close to each other, don't stress out. Either hold onto your yoga pants and draw your shoulders back and down, hold onto your cushion or your shirt, but holding onto something so that you can create that slight traction and press the backs of your arms against your scapula or against your spine. So that spine, the back is pressing against the arms pressing against the back. And then send your chin out in front of you, like everybody does all day long with their mobile phones. And then draw the chin down and over an imaginary broomstick handle and tuck the chin back in to create as many double chins as you possibly can. Holding on to that broom handle. And you're drawing it down, but then drawing it back, kind of your head is still drawing up slightly as well, Courtney, so that it's not just a forward fold in the head. You're drawing down and then pulling back up. So there's like a docking happening at the back of your neck. There's these kind of... Sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm only giggling at you because you're Aussie, and Aussies like this how Aussies roll. So forward and then back, like kind of really tucking it in. It's not attractive at all. We're not trying to be attractive. We're trying to release the back of our neck and the back of our shoulders. Smiling could also release some of that tension, so I'm glad we got to have a giggle. Keep breathing down into your pelvic bowl, into your perineum, feeling for that proprioceptive feedback of your perineum, of your vagina pressing against the cushion or the block. And as you exhale, maybe lifting the pelvic floor slightly and inhaling, relaxing it. It's like you're trying to stop a wee for a second there. Lift a blueberry with your vagina. And then drop that little blueberry back down on the cushion. The exhale is what lifts and contracts the pelvic floor, and the breath in is what releases it and relaxes it. And let's release the neck. The chin can come up, the arms unhook and just shake it out. Come onto your bum, please. Get rid of the cushion, or if you feel like once you sit on your bum with your legs straight out, if you feel like you're kind of going a bit like this, then and having like a C curve in the low back, then we want a little bit of cushion underneath the butt so that you can create the bowl kind of tipping forward slightly. Legs straight out in front of you, and create kind of an action in your calf muscles and hamstrings as if they're trying to like push through the floor. So they're really grounding down. If you had your fingers in underneath your hamstrings, you wouldn't be able to get them out. They're really pressing down. You're flexing the feet. The feet are flexing back towards your face. Your hands are by your hips. And you're creating staff pose here. Chin is still slightly tucked, but you lean back slightly, flexing the feet, maybe spreading the toes. Have a little look at your beautiful feet. Press your legs down, reach the crown of your head up, and breathe. And then release, please. Give your legs a little bit of a jiggle. And set up into Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet are together. Hands on your shins. And we're going to draw circles on the floor with our tailbones. So allow the tailbone to drive you. It's like the steering wheel of the bus. And then the top of your body just kind of follows the leader. And this is a really nice birthing posture, whether you're on a ball or on your bed or on the floor, or in the shower or the bath, wherever you are in labor. This restful pose is moving your pelvis. It's moving baby. Change directions if you haven't already. It's helping baby navigate your pelvic floor and your birth canal, navigating his head left and right, tucking and weaving. You know, all of these things we've been doing with our head today, that's what baby's doing. He's lifting the chin, he's dropping the chin, he's turning the head. He's going to work his little butt off, his little tushy off to get his way out. Come back to neutral, sitting here for just a moment and visualizing that little baby of yours hanging out in your Baddha Konasana. If there's something you feel you want to vocalize to him or her, or a message you want to send them, why not just do that now? And come out of your Baddha Konasana. Let's set ourselves up in what, and I'm just trying to look into your spaces to see if this is going to work. I was going to suggest Queen's pose, but I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling flapping fish today. So with your cushions and a soft, making sure you've got something soft under your hips, cushions out in front of you, laying down on your side and bending the top leg, right angle with the top leg, bottom leg is straight. And taking a moment to rest, to integrate all of that awesome work you've done over the last 30 minutes to build strength, to open your pelvis, to relax your mind, to melt away stress. You've done all of it. So just lay here for just a minute to feel. And be with your baby. If your belly is kind of hanging out and it feels uncomfortable, you can always put a blanket in under the belly as well, or under your ribs. And rock that right hip forward slightly so that it's not stacked on top of the left, allowing the pillows to kind of resist the weight of your knee and your shin, which actually creates kind of like a really nice stabilization for your sacrum. We're going to practice the golden thread breath here for a minute. And the golden thread breath technique is where we inhale through the nose and we exhale through the mouth. But the mouth is, your lips are pursed kind of slightly, as if like a little Kleenex, a little tissue could be resting between your lips. And you blow slowly and gently through your pursed lips as you breathe out. And as you do that, you visualize a thread made of gold being spun with your breath. And that breath, that little thread just kind of blows out through your lips And you could visualize the thread weaving around you and your baby, or disappearing off into the distance, or getting longer and longer, whatever you feel like you want to visualize. What works for you? I've gone through the whole visualization of threading a blanket, like a receiving blanket for my baby. With each breath out, slowly, like a gentle whistle coming out through your pursed lips, and visualizing that golden thread. Deepen your next breath in, and as you exhale, you can bring your knees together and slowly make your way back up to your bum. If you want to go back to bed after this, I always recommend it. There's always more time for a little bit more of a nap. Particularly if you're 38 weeks. Bring your hands together at your heart. Give yourself an enormous pat on the back for being awesome, for doing this work for yourself and for your baby, for the commitment you have to bringing your baby into a peaceful world, doing everything you can to contribute to his or her healthiness and happiness. You're amazing. Reach your hands out and up as you inhale. Hands down to your heart as you exhale. One more time, out and up, inhale. Back to your heart, exhale. Down to baby, inhale. We love you, baby. We can't wait to meet you. Have a great day. Namaste. Oh, puppies, puppies. Cute puppies. If you don't have me in gallery mode, you need to have me in gallery mode right now so you can see Danielle's puppies. Look at all the puppies. Can you see that, Connie? Oh my gosh. Divine. All right, that's my homework for you, Robert, is go hug a puppy. Get your oxytocin flowing. That'll get you into labor like that. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to stay on the line in case you have any questions. Everyone else, see you later.